Okay, here we go. Looks like I'm live again right now. How's it going, everybody? Um, Leon Kurita-Goudlock here. It's 5:10 in the morning, New York. Dark outside. I think it's raining. Don't want to open the blinds. This is my second live, live in my life. Anyone who tuned in yesterday, I think there were 369 viewers. I need to go back in or look online again and see what constitutes a view, but I think 369 people tuned in at some point to watch what I was saying. So I have the three cameras up again. So one is on Facebook, one is Instagram, and one is filming, so I can put it up later on YouTube. Somebody had asked yesterday. One of my good friends from work back in Japan had asked to let her know which channel got more views. So it's kind of like you learn as you go. It was funny. The first thing that I noticed when I ended the video yesterday was that the two cell phones that I'm taping with had been sitting on my computer, and one of them only picked up the noise of the fan from the computer. So the answer is Facebook. It got more views, 369. Like I said, great thing about content is that it lives on there forever. So hopefully those views go up. It's not really the point though, but I mean just a little bit of an interesting development there from yesterday. So today I kind of have these phones sitting on a tripod that's that's hooked over my computer. So we'll see what happens with that once the videos are cut off. Anyway, I wanted to talk about three things today. I figured I'd start with some keywords so that y'all know what I was planning to get into today. So three keywords. One is do for you. The other one is blame yourself, and the third one is 6 weeks. And I'll explain all of these. The third one as well, that's going to be kind of a longer topic that I'll go into in depth during another video. But again, so do for you, blame yourself, and 6 weeks. So it was interesting, and I think it's a fitting topic for today, because I just started these vlogs yesterday. So do for you, right? I hear a lot of motivational speakers and thought leaders saying this out loud. I was thinking it yesterday before I started the vlog, and it's definitely important. Why are you doing things? So you wake up in the morning, and I think that a lot of the things that we do or that we have to do during the day-to-day, we might think just because it happens over and over every day that we're doing it for ourselves. But it's really interesting when you think deeply about some of these things that we go through. I'm not talking about a job, because we all know that unless it's your own business or your own passion, and you're sure about that you're definitely doing that for somebody else, for some other purpose, whether that's just to make money or it's to make somebody else happy. Not necessarily bad things, but can you say that that's doing for yourself? But what I really mean is kind of on a more micro level. For example, for me, the gym. I love fitness. I love just being healthy, being in shape, and it's interesting because at certain times though, when you're in there and you just have these days, you're looking around at other people working out, doing things, and you kind of go to this place in your mind where you're thinking, okay, am I focused more on them or am I focused more on myself? And why is that? So, if you take that kind of down the rabbit hole, you could easily kind of arrive at this conclusion that you might not be in there for yourself. It's interesting. Sometimes you can lift more when people are watching, and you wonder why that is, because you're probably feeling something that's causing you to put out extra effort. You might be doing it for them in some small sense of that word. So kind of an example that pertains to me, but doing things for others versus doing them for yourself. If you flip this onto a kind of like more of a business example, I think that a lot of people, and it's scary to do for you, I think, because you're not sure if you're correct, you're not sure if things are going to pan out. Sometimes you don't have any ideas, or you can't find your passion, so it's a lot easier to just do for others. That can be taken a lot of different ways. What is the rat race? I think that's just a bunch of people doing for others. That is the rat race. You see these quotes on Instagram that say, follow your dream or you'll be working for somebody else who's following theirs. All of those quotes, that's what they're talking about. So they're not saying that it's a bad thing to do for others. But what I've found is that even while you're doing for others, and this is kind of the message that I wanted to give to you guys in this first, or with this first concept that I wanted to talk about today, even while you're doing for others, it's a lot more motivational, and it's a lot easier to get through the day-to-day if you can find a reason that this could also be something that you're doing for yourself. Another way of saying that is to take responsibility, I think, in your own mind for what you do during the day-to-day and kind of make it yours. So easy, or maybe an example that's a little bit easier to understand. You're at work, let's say, just making this up, part-time job, you're working on the floor in a clothing store, and it's not your store, it's not a franchise, you don't own it, and you find out later that somebody shoplifts. So your boss calls you in, they saw it on the security camera, you didn't notice it, they stole an item that cost $20, and you're just kind of like, okay, I get it, I'm going to be more careful next time, or I feel bad, but that has nothing to do with my paycheck. The boss is not feeling that way because that's his money, or that's his store, that's his product. He's doing for himself. Doing for the customer, yes, that's also true, but he's doing for himself, that's his business. That's why he feels that way. It's a lot more fulfilling. So if you're that person on that shop floor, it's a lot more fulfilling, and I think you learn more when you can kind of put yourself in other people's shoes and do for yourself. Don't go in every day. You might be able to connect better with others, connect better with your boss in a situation like that, connect better with others in any situation that mirrors that. If you put yourself in the other person's shoes and say, okay, I'm going to take responsibility for what I'm doing right now, which automatically means that you're learning more and you're doing it for yourself rather than just going in and don't want to say being a robot, but doing for others blindly and just kind of like removing yourself from the responsibility in that, or from the responsibility in your day-to-day situations. So do for yourself, that's the first one. And before I move to the second one, I definitely don't mean do for yourself in this this greedy way or in a selfish way. Do for yourself in the sense that everything that you do, on a day-to-day basis, whether that's how you wake up in the morning, what your routine is, how you talk to your kids, how you interact with your spouse, how you are at work, whether that's your own company or somebody else's. Just find that reason in everything that you're doing to make that something where you can say, this is for me. This is for them just as much as it is for me. Here's this small piece of what I'm doing right now that I'm going to take home and I'm going to make mine and learn from and grow from. And I think that you will find that everything is a lot more fulfilling when you can do that. So kind of tying into that, the next keyword I wanted to kind of give you guys today is blame yourself. So blame yourself is kind of a philosophy. It's interesting. It's so Japanese. I don't mean that in any weird way, but it's something that I kind of learned while I was in Japan It's something that's that's thrown at me a lot on the job, because it's a very cultural thing over there. And I think it's really important, especially if you want to pick up on this philosophy of do for yourself, not just for others, and taking responsibility, all of these other things. So if you're going to do the first one, then you have to definitely be able to blame yourself for everything that happens around you, good, bad. It's another way of saying take responsibility. And it's so difficult sometimes, I find, because it's so much easier to talk about how things should have been, or why things didn't go the way that they were supposed to, right? So the interesting thing is that I think as we get older, everyone has heard all kinds of excuses, all kinds of reasons, and everyone, they get, hopefully, more logical as they get older. So they're kind of already working around in their own mind when things are going on, why things happen the way they do. So if something surprising happens, it's not always that useful to put that on something else or put that on somebody else. It's a lot easier in good and bad situations, especially if you're trying to be a person taking leadership in an organization, or within your own business, or at school, in a club, etc. Take the blame all on yourself for everything that happens around you. It's actually pretty fulfilling, because I think that people love to have a mission. They love to feel responsible for things. The point is, you don't just want to feel responsible when things are going well. Real leaders and real people that give back, and people that I definitely can look up to, are always blaming themselves, because that also means you're always getting better. So I was thinking about how we evolve into being able to always to learn to always blame ourselves and take responsibility. I thought about that saying that we all hear kind of on TV or on cartoons, at least in the States, when we're young, and it's the dog ate my homework. So that's an interesting, kind of like a funny excuse for the teacher is asking the student why isn't your work done, and or why were you late to class? The dog ate my homework. So it's a lot easier to if you're older, you might just be able to put on the big boy shoes, or the big girl shoes, and say no, my alarm clock didn't go off, or I wasn't feeling it yesterday. I decided to go to the gym instead. Decided to do something else. I didn't understand the work, etc. But definitely when we're young and we don't have this concept of blame yourself and take responsibility, that's when the excuses start flying. So, an episode when I was living in Japan, and still very much true today because I work in a Japanese company. If something ever happens on the job, and somebody asks me, why, which this doesn't happen often. So for anyone who's watching, or maybe maybe they think it does, I'm not sure, but for anyone who's watching from my company, who's heard or been party to these situations themselves, you'll definitely feel this, but it's definitely popular as a theme in Japanese culture to blame yourself, and it's a great thing. I think they take it very positively. So in Japanese culture, it's not the thing if something happens to say, oh, it's because of this person, or oh, it's because that happened, or oh, let me explain in detail. Let me tell you all the reasons why this happened, so you get it and you don't feel bad about me, and we can kind of part ways on the subject with you understanding that this wasn't my fault. They just don't care that much. They just don't care. So, but I love that, because who cares, right? Who cares? Logical people, efficient people, and definitely people who are leaders don't like to dwell on the reasons why things don't go wrong, because we care about why things go well when they go right. So, learning from weakness, building on strength, all of these things tie in. But the first thing that you need to learn to do to grow is to blame yourself. The minute you start doing this, when things happen in your day-to-day life, immediately people will start putting away, all of the knives, all the daggers that they have, behind their back. I mean, these fake, right? These fake knives that they have behind their back, waiting to, defend themselves against you, because they know that you are a person of integrity, a person who takes responsibility, and a person of growth and depth and character. So if you take something away today, take this away, it's blame yourself, and that will allow you to immediately, even if you're doing for somebody else, to be doing for yourself at the same time, because you're going to be growing so much more from every experience that you have on the day-to-day. The last topic I wanted to talk about, because it's 5:26 a.m. right now, and my wife's alarm clock is going to go off at 5:30, so you guys don't really need to hear that, is 6 weeks. So this topic is kind of expanding on seeing results, and I thought it was fitting to talk about it because I started this vlog yesterday. So 6 weeks. Do not do anything for less than 6 weeks, and let yourself feel like that was good enough, or that was long enough, or that you've committed enough to have made a result, don't be satisfied with what has happened. If you change something in your life, don't be satisfied with that result until you get to 6 weeks. Commit to 6 weeks, and then you can definitely say with confidence that you tried something. And this is still short term. I'm talking minimum 6 weeks. The CEO of our company, who's one of the the most successful people in the world, actually, he says that it takes 10 years to become a professional at something. 10 years. And I definitely believe that, because right now I'm 7.5 years in, and there are pros popping up all the time around you, pros that are half your age who just have it where you don't. So 10 years, he says, and I trust that. But at a minimum, in my experience, 6 weeks. 6 weeks to see a result. So example, diet, that's definitely one of them. You will not see results, not results that matter or last, if you diet for a week. It's not going to work. You will rebound, or the results just won't be there. Gym, same thing. A lot of people, especially as we come up to holiday timing, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to do it. I'm going to transform. New year, new you, all of that. 6 weeks. Give it 6 weeks. Get that protein. Get those BCAAs. Get a multivitamin. We'll talk about that. But give it 6 weeks. Don't even look at yourself in a mirror, with the expectation to see any real change for 6 weeks. But when you do, at the same time, don't count the cost. So, to get through 6 weeks, it takes a lot of mental fortitude, definitely. So, and I can tell you, as a person who, I've been waking up at 4 a.m., I think 4 a.m. in the morning every day, and since I was in college. So since the first day of college, I have woken up at 4 a.m. every day. I'm 31 now, so you can tell, how many years it's been. And those first 6 weeks, there goes that alarm. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but those first 6 weeks, those were brutal. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, your body is adjusting, your mind is adjusting. You might have vertigo because you're not used to rolling out of bed that early. The way that you eat, you have to change that. But 6 weeks and you've changed your life. I can tell you, so for anyone who's interested, this will be a topic on another vlog in the future. How to wake up early and how to change your routine and your daily schedule and what you go out and attack in your daily life, through waking up early, like how much more you can get done, and how good it is for you. I'm going to expand on that in another series, but you got to give that 6 weeks. Diet, same thing. So I was talking about fasting the other day on the vlog, and at the office I get questions all the time, just from people who are trying to be healthy or trying to change something about themselves. How long do I have to stick to this? How long do I have to cut carbs? How long do I have to do this protein shake? It doesn't taste good. 6 weeks. Do it for 6 weeks and then come talk to me. No, other than that, if you don't do 6 weeks, you won't even be able to look at yourself a week after it's done and feel like, oh, that was meaningful. If you do a week, you're gonna be, you'll just know that you weren't serious about it. You do 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you're gonna be in that weird place in your mind where it's like, did I commit to that? Did I not? I kind of feel like I did something here, not really. And it's gonna cause you to either rebound or go back and have to do it all over again. So if you love being efficient and you like to do things just once, like one and done, get it done, learn something, change something, just do 6 weeks and get it over with. Trust me, and then you'll learn all you needed to know about whether that's for you or whether you need to switch things up. But it's not 2 weeks, it's not 3 weeks. For gym and fitness, nutrition specific goals, definitely a month is not enough. I think it takes at least 2 weeks, or in my own experiences, it takes 2 or more weeks to see a change or to see changes start in your own physicality. And you can even test that. You can go and do blood tests and things like that. The changes don't start automatically, and even if some of them do, they don't last unless you put in 6 weeks. So I hope that you guys kind of understand where that's coming from. Again, don't take it too literally, you know what I mean? You can do 5 weeks, you can do 6, you can do 7, but the point is, my recommendation is don't try and commit to anything in a serious way if you're not willing to give it 6 weeks. 1 week definitely won't work unless you're just a genius of mind and body and you're just on a different level than the rest of us. In that case, I want you guys to do a vlog and tell me how to institute those huge changes inside of a week. But if that's not the case, then my recommendation is definitely 6 weeks. So we can definitely expand on that in future vlogs, talk more about the diet, talk more about exercise and these types of things from different angles. But again, just going back to the beginning, the 3 things I wanted you guys to take away today are 1, do for you, not for others. And again, remember that that's in the sense of learn or try to learn from everything you're doing. Don't automatically resign yourself to this kind of automatic understanding that we have that, this isn't, if this doesn't actually belong to me, I'm not doing it for me. Or if this doesn't involve, things that I care about, this can't be for me. You can do anything for you, even if you're doing it for somebody else at the same time. And what that means is, I just want you guys to know that you can grow from any situation throughout the day. You can take something away from and learn from any situation throughout the day, as long as your mindset is that you're doing for you, not just doing to please others. The second topic was blame yourself. So this is going to help you do for you if you blame yourself for everything. Good, bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So take responsibility, blame yourself. It will help you learn. It will help you grow. And it's going to help a lot of people look at you as an individual with character and as a leader. And even if you don't want to be a leader, teams are not full of leaders, but even if you don't want to be a leader, it's going to help people see you as a great team player if you can look at situations and take responsibility for the results. And then the third thing is 6 weeks. So you know that if I'm saying that there's going to be 6 weeks of this vlog going on at a minimum. Definitely going to try and keep it going longer than that, but definitely you can expect to see me here at 5 in the morning every day for at least 6 weeks, because that's what I'm telling you guys to do, to make sure that you see results in everything that you do. Put 6 weeks into it and you will see a change. So I'm going to go and get ready for work right now. I mean, I'm already kind of ready. I'll tell you guys on the next vlog what I do from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. before I turn these cameras on. I'm just going to go finish getting ready and walk out of the house and get into Manhattan. So if you're down in Soho, you know, stop by and say hi. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay? All right, bye.